What's up, fools? I definitely did not expect to win this thing at the wheel. I actually told myself that if I didn't win it on the first try, that I was going to quit out and try again. But I won it first try, so that's pretty funny. We are going to get right into it, head over to this first garage. Probably going to be the most boring garage of the tour, but go ahead and let me know what cars are your favorites out of each garage. We're going to be hitting a JDM garage, a muscle car garage, an entire spawn vehicle garage, as well as a couple, other randoms, maybe the Clubhouse garage with a couple motorcycles and things like that. But let's just get right into it, starting at this garage here. Alright, so we'll start right here with this car. I already customized it and whatnot since I just won it. Gosh, why is this guy always taking off? Come on, man, we're doing a video. You don't gotta be taking your clothes off or your helmet off. You can leave it on for the video, it's not that bad. Alright, so we have got the Rune Zaba. This thing is cool. I've always wanted one. I call this a little Kanye whip because I'm pretty sure he gave one of these to somebody randomly, but it's just pretty sweet. Always wanted one. This and the APC are kind of the only vehicles like this that I would even like in the game. I definitely could have bought them by now, and I just haven't because, like I said, I'd rather just buy a bunch of other cars and fully customize them rather than spend, just a good chunk of change on one. This garage also is basically just an off-road / armored or weaponized vehicle garage. It's pretty much the last one that I started working on, and to be honest, I don't really care too much about that style of vehicle in this game, so it's pretty empty, and I also didn't try very hard. These are the only vehicles in here. But anyways, right here we've got the Dune FAV, and it is white, and I actually usually never do any of my cars white. I think I only have one that's intentionally white, and I say that because this, as well as this armored Kuruma right here, are only white because they were originally in the Travis Scott garage, if you saw that video. If not, then I'll link it somewhere on here. But they were originally white with pink, rims or neons or accents on them to kind of be like Travis Scott themed, because originally that garage was just supposed to be a bunch of vehicles themed off of the colorway and whatnot of Travis Scott, basically with just his Lambo. But then I got too into it, and I ended up making the whole garage with all of their cars and whatnot. So that is why we've got these. But right here, the Dune FAV, right here, the armored Kuruma, which I always use when I do CEO work. It's just a clean car. She's a big old girl. She's wide, but it's pretty sweet, and it's armored, so it's really good to use when you're doing the CEO work or sourcing packages or vehicles or whatever. If you pull up on the kid and you got a whole squad you pull up on, you can just smoke them real quick. They don't mess with you because you're in this guy, and then take the car or whatever it is you're getting ready on your way. So that's one of my favorites in the game. It's just convenient. Right here we have got the Dubs, the 6x6. This was actually one that I did want. I don't know, I just thought it looked cool, and there's a lot of play in these back tires, which is cool when you're driving and whatnot, or you go off-road. There's the shocks actually give and show and whatnot, so it's cool, and I figured what better to have in an off-road garage than a 6x6, so that's why we got that guy there. Pretty cool car overall, clean, nice looking, just looks good. However, I do prefer this right here, which is the Camacho. I took the top off of this one, got the stacked exhaust right there, pretty sweet. Yeah, overall just a good truck, very customizable actually. You can actually get duffel bags in the back of it here. I just have this box because I don't got money like that, but you can throw duffel bags back there and whatnot when you're in customization, so that's pretty sweet too. And then this right here is just a cool looking car. You get the horns up on the top and on the front. It's just sweet. This is just the Canis Bodhi. I had the Kalahari, not knowing about the Bodhi, and then I found the Bodhi and I was like, alright, I'll get rid of that Kalahari because this is basically the same thing, just off-road edition, lifted and whatnot, bigger tires. It just looks cooler, cleaner, more aggressive. But I've got like some type of red paint on here, and the pearlescent is a blue. I think I kind of gave it that galaxy-ish look. I don't have mods or anything like that, so everything that I've got you can get or you can do, but I've got the blue pearlescent on here to give it that kind of galaxy flake, if you will. But I like the way it turned out. It's pretty sweet. And that is the end of this garage. We're gonna head over to the next one. I promise you guys, this was the most boring garage of all of them. We're gonna head upstairs and grab my favorite car in the game, and actually my personal that I drive all the time. This is my favorite car of all of my cars. I've got two of these, the Elegy Retro Custom. I mean, it's just a great car. It's a Benny's Custom or Benny's Classic. Fully customizable like crazy. Normally I hate carbon fiber, but I don't know, it just worked on this midnight blue paint. I kept the rims alloy, but with that chrome lip. I think it turned out pretty sweet. I can't get over the way it looks. I only finished this thing like last night, but this is the Elegy Retro Custom, and it's pretty freaking sweet. So we're gonna hop in this, we're gonna head over to the next garage. You can see the inside there, all fully customized. I'll just go ahead and get in and let you see. Got the blue dials in here and whatnot, custom doors, and ooh, sounds really good. Alright, so let's head over to the next garage. Alright, so we're going to head to this random garage I've got over by the casino. It's just got two randoms in it, so like I said, we'll be hitting a muscle car garage and a JDM garage. However, in my muscle car garage, all of the muscle cars I own aren't in there, and the same with my JDM. I kind of have them all scattered throughout because actually in my arcade garage, I have my personal favorite vehicles in the game to drive, whether it's just in terms of looks or sound or whatever it is. So there's a few muscle cars, a few JDMs in there and whatnot, and actually I've got Fast and the Furious cars or inspired cars as well all over the place, so you'll see a few of those as well. But let's go ahead and get right into this garage here. Oh, definitely did not mean to do all this crashing. Alright, let's head inside and see what cars we got here. So here we are at the next garage. This is just a random small one I've got. Through these two cars in them. We'll start right here. This is the Vapid Dominator, and actually this is a spawn vehicle in the game. Now I have it customized and it is not as it spawns. However, when you do get this as a spawn vehicle, it does already come fully lowered. It does already come with the, you know, best exhaust, and you can also, it comes like available to upgrade. So when I first got this car, I was like level 5 or something in the game, so I didn't have turbos or anything unlocked, but I did get the option to throw them on this. So if you're new to the game and you want some cars and your friends are all driving cars that are way faster than yours, go find some of these spawn vehicles. I'll link a video down below, and you'll also see in another garage multiple spawn vehicles that you can get in this game and what they look like and whatnot. But if you're new, grab these and you will be able to keep up with your buddies at least a little bit better than you already can at the moment. So right here, the Vapid Dominator insured, and right here we've got the Invetero Coquette Blackfin. This was one of, if not my first car in the game, so I kept it, I guess, as a nostalgic type thing for me and whatnot. But either way, the Coquette Blackfin, it's a pretty sweet car. It's just a classic Corvette convertible. Sounds nice, looks nice, pretty simple. But let's go ahead and hop in the Dominator, because I actually have some things on here I want to show you as well, in case you don't know about it. Let's pull out. Okay, so on this guy I've got the red neons as well as the red headlights. You can change the color of your headlights and whatnot if you own an arena garage, which is this guy over here. If you buy one of these and you go through that first initial, you know, cutscene and whatnot, you get the option to customize your vehicles in specific ways. So some cars are specific to the arena and you can do all kinds of crazy things to them, but then any other normal vehicle that is just, you know, a normal vehicle, you can throw, you know, different color headlights and a few different things on them. So that's kind of cool. So now we are going to head over to the nightclub, and we're going to actually jump right into the spawn garage, the spawn vehicle garage. Oops, that didn't go well. So we're going to head into the spawn vehicle garage, and I actually have 3 different garages, or maybe 4, I believe it is, at the nightclub. So we're going to hop into those, starting with the spawn vehicle, then we'll go to the muscle, and then we will hop into the European Classics import garage. So this guy. Okay, so right here, they're loading in, but this is the spawn garage. Every vehicle in this garage, any one of you can get as is. They come just like this. Other than this one, I won this one off of the wheel. I've only ever won 2 cars off the wheel, this being the first, and then that other one that we just won just second. But aside from that guy right there, all of these cars in this garage spawn as is. They spawn with the custom paint jobs, they spawn with the Max exhaust, lowered all the way down and all that. Cool thing about this is one, you can keep them and you get options to customize them, throw turbos in them and whatnot, so you can keep up with your buddies when you first get on here. But you can also sell them, so you can flip and tumble them like crazy because they spawn whenever, and you can sell them pretty much whenever. There is a limit to selling in terms of like time between, but what you can do is stockpile a garage. Say like this one here, I could have these as, I don't know, insurance, if you will. If I needed a quick 20,000 or whatever, I could grab one of these, go to the shop and sell it and make 20,000 having put nothing into the vehicle. So pretty cool. Right here we will start with the, well, I guess we'll start here. This isn't a spawn vehicle, but this is the Albany Frankenstrange. I won this on the wheel spin like 2 weeks ago, and I just threw it in here because I didn't have anywhere else to put it that made sense. But I guess it's pretty cool. I literally have never driven it. It just spawned here and it's just been sitting. So right here we've got the Bravado Rat Loader. Like I said, pretty sweet. These things just come like this, so it's just cool. You can sell them, you can keep them, you can do whatever you want with them. But I think it's cool. When I first got into the game, it gave me something to do, you know, when I didn't really have any money to afford even to do heists. I could at least go spawn these vehicles, because all you have to do is drive around the map and the locations that they spawn at and just hope they spawn. And if they're not there when you get there, do a lap, come back, and it might be there, and just continue that cycle. So right here, the Bravado Rat Loader. So actually, most of these cars, as you can see, we've got 2 versions of the bus, we've got 2 versions of the truck, we've got 2 versions of the Sentinel. So a lot of these cars spawn in doubles or even quadruples. Like I believe these little vans right here come in 4 different variations. I only got 2. This is the BF Surfer, but another spawn vehicle. And it comes just like this. It's just cool. I mean, there's really not much I can say about these vehicles other than it's cool, you know. They spawn like this, you get to keep them or sell them, and they come with stuff, you know, that you may not have unlocked when you first get into this game. So this one right here has got the green with that nice orange pearlescent, but this is that matte like slime green, which is not, I only recently unlocked that color, honestly, and I'm level 82. But that's just a matter of doing like stunt jumps and things. But either way, like I didn't have this color unlocked, I didn't have turbos unlocked or anything like that. I couldn't lower things, max suspension all the way down, you know. So when I first got on, I just thought that was cool and beneficial, you know. I could keep up with my buddies as well as have some cars that actually looked pretty good, you know. And they were like, how? Because you have $0 in your account, you're actually negative. So right here we've got the Vapid Sand King XL. Again, just a cool paint job. It's got that, looks like a surfer blue maybe with a purple pearlescent. It just looks clean. It comes with the big boy rims, all chrome and whatnot. Just a pretty clean truck overall. And moving on, this is the Sentinel XS, which actually is probably the easiest car to spawn out of this garage, or out of all of them, I would say. It spawns the most consistently and in the same spot every single time. So the Sentinel XS, which comes in this yellow with the red rims, kind of that bronzish roof and mirrors, and then you've got the other version of it, which is this blue with that purple pearlescent. It comes with the rims, with the body kits, spoilers, exhaust, like roll cage. It literally comes with it as is. I have not touched this vehicle at all. This is how it comes. So then you get the option to upgrade it, and you can actually throw turbos and do things like that in these vehicles, which is cool. So got those 2, the Sentinels, and then right here we have got the Vapid Dominator. Now this is the black one that I just showed you guys in the last garage that we drove here. This is how it comes. You know, you can paint this thing whatever color you want. It gives you the option to throw a turbo in it regardless of your rank or whether you have it unlocked, put whatever rims on it, customize it however you want. But this was my fastest and best car for a long time when I first got on the game, and I got it for free. And then I just had to, you know, pay for the upgrades. So pretty cool, pretty good thing to know. So go ahead and check out that video that I linked below. It's not even mine, but it gives you all the information on where these cars spawn and how to get them. And right here we have got the Impante Ruiner, actually a really cool car in the game. I really like this one. This one also spawns in another variation. I just don't have it in here. It's like a blue and a yellow, almost like a Chargers color. But this thing's sweet, and I actually have a version of this upstairs in the muscle garage that I customized my own personal way. But the Impante Ruiner, clean car. It's pretty much a Firebird. I think some people use it, like when you mod it, people mod this into like a 240 SX. And even in game at some car meets, if you get a JDM car meets or anything, some people do pull up with these, and you know, they get rid of that hood so it's not so aggressive, and they make it look a little more tuner, sleek, and they, you know, use it as a SX basically. But I've got mine customized as a muscle car because in game it is classified as a muscle and whatnot. But either way, Impante Ruiner favorites. It's the kit car actually, which you can buy like a $8 million or $3 million version of. But yeah, that one spawns for free, so get it. And look, it comes with that cool, you know, front fender with the little thing on the end or whatever it is. It comes with the max exhaust, wide boys with the blue tips. It's just cool. So moving on to our final one, we have got the Vapid Sand King XL, which is just the other version of that blue one. This one comes in yellow. It's got the big chrome gas tanks. It's got the white rims, and it's just pretty sweet. So like I said, if you're new and your homies all have dope cars and you're pretty broke, go spawn one of these bad boys, pull up on the kid, and tell him to shut the heck up. So moving on, we will hop into the muscle car garage. Here is where we get into some Fast and the Furious type cars. This is the muscle car garage. One of my favorites, but I'm probably going to say one of my favorites way too often in this video because I own all of these cars because they are some of my favorites in the game. So we will start right here with the Nightshade. Again, one of my first vehicles along with that Coquette Classic that we saw in the last garage. This is sweet, and this one I have customized to look like the Camaro from Fast and the Furious when they all jumped out of the airplane with the cars that Tyrese was driving with the big tires on it. It was lifted, it was jacked up, but in terms of the actual vehicle style and the colorway, that's how I've customized this. Couldn't put the big tires on it, but that's alright. This thing is just a clean car. It sits wide like that. It comes like this, aside from like how lowered it is, but it comes with that wide body, and it comes with really nice rims actually, which is why I bought it. When I didn't really know much about the game, I was just like, this car looks good already, and I don't really know about customization, so I'm just gonna get it. Stock, it comes pretty sweet. You get it at Legendary Motorsports. It's a little expensive. It is expensive, but it's one of the first cars I got. And this is a slidey boy. It just freaking drifts like crazy, and it also does wheelies. Actually, all muscle cars in the game do big wheelies. So if you don't know that, now you know. Here we've got the Impante Ruiner, which we just saw downstairs, but this is my version of it. I've customized this one. I left that fender that it came with. I left the body kit it came with, the spoiler it came with, the exhaust, all of that, but I did lower it. I threw some different rims on it. I obviously changed the paint, and I also took the roof off of it, which is an option that anyone can do. So pretty cool, pretty clean, the Impante Ruiner. I like it. I think it's pretty sleek. Moving on, we have got a classic. We've got the Class A Mambo, which is the OG Mustang. Usually people are running this in blue with white stripes with no top, just because that is the most like classic, sexiest version of it. But first off, just listen to this thing. This is like one of the best sounding cars in the game. Oof, gosh, dude, this thing sounds so sweet. And actually, out of every car that I have ever driven in this game, this one's just different. I really don't see much difference in any of the cars that I drive in this game, but this one's so small, and the steering and everything is just so responsive. It's just pretty fun to drive, and it's quick. So there's this guy. The reason I didn't do it in the blue and white is just because I didn't want that classic version. I wanted something a little different. And actually, a lot of my cars, like this one being inspired by Fast and the Furious, but a lot of my cars I actually create off of pictures I've seen online on Pinterest or Instagram or something. Pretty much every car I customize, I go on Pinterest and I look up that car in real life and different customizations of it. I look up more versions of like Rocket Bunny ones or wide bodies, post-apocalyptic or renders and things like that. But yeah, this was inspired by a shot that I saw online, and I think it turned out pretty sweet. This guy right here, the Dubachi Rapid GT Classic, had to get, like, you know, a classic Mustang in here, although we did just look at one, had to get this style. So this one, I wanted more, I don't know, to be more like a track car or a drift car, kind of like Gymkhana, the Ken Block Mustang that he's got. So you can actually throw headlight covers on this with the X on them, which really makes it look like that Gymkhana. I just haven't unlocked them yet, at least I don't think. I haven't checked in a while, but this is a sweet car. I love the way it drives, I love the way it handles. I really enjoy driving it, and it's pretty customizable. As you can see, you can get all these different, you know, liveries for it, and Dubacci's kind of all over the spoiler and the sun strip, as well as that front fender down there. So it's just a cool customizable car, and it's just clean. This is the Gauntlet Classic, so this is pretty much just Dom's car, Vin Diesel's car, Challenger RT from Fast and the Furious. And what I love about this car mainly, one, these headlights up here look like they're blacked out or covered, but when you turn them on, those doors, or whatever you want to call them, panels, just slide down. So that's cool, just a cool little feature. Got the side exhaust, but the way that this thing idles, it sounds like a real muscle car. So right, see, just the way that it's got that idle to it, it's got that, like, I don't know, like you can hear the metal kind of shaking around and the engine actually growling under there. I think it's cool. There's a few cars in the game that have that classic idling sound, this being one of them, so I really love it really for that reason. But there's, I guess, our second Fast and the Furious inspired car. Again, one of my favorites, as I've already said. But moving on, we will go over to this, the Impante Phoenix. This is actually also a spawn vehicle. It does not spawn this way, but it is customizable this way. So an Impante Phoenix, it's just a Dodge Daytona, which again is, for me, a Fast and the Furious inspired vehicle. Dom drove this one, or Vin Diesel, whatever, drove this one in the Fast and the Furious where the tank was on the highway, like blowing everything up. So that's why I have this. There is technically, I believe, a better version of the Dodge Daytona in this car. That's a Benny's Classic, but I don't know. I just didn't want that one, and I already had this one, and this was one of the first ones I got, so I just kept it, I guess, again, as a kind of nostalgic thing. But this one is a spawn vehicle, and again, it comes with those exhausts. It comes, you know, all the way lowered and whatnot. So it's just cool, and it's super customizable, and it's unique. So again, another good car if you're new, just to get customized real quick and have looking nice, you know, be a starter vehicle. I kept it since then, so it's pretty sweet. We had to get some trucks in the muscle car garage. You just had to, and yes, in game these are classified as muscle. So right here you've got the Vapid Slam Van Custom. Typically, as you can tell, I go with gray or dark gray or black with all of my cars. I've got a random red one in here, which unintentionally, that is something I have done. I've got a few garages that are pretty much gray and black, and there's a random red one in there, or even a random blue one. Some cars just make sense in those colors. I don't know why, but this one made sense in red, and I thought that this truck made sense in blue. It's got that surf blue. For me, I just think of like old man surfing, like old Quicksilver vibes, you know, so I put that blue on it. I thought it fit. Got a little bit of a different color blue on the inside, kind of that tealish greenish in there, but I think it accents it well. And instead of going with chrome, mainly because I just I don't have any of those paints unlocked, I just went ahead and painted the secondary color, which would be the bumpers and whatnot, all the chrome accents. Essentially, I just painted the same color just to keep it all sleek. And this is a Benny's Custom, so it is fully customizable, as you can tell on the inside. If I can open this door, you've got the NOS and the custom seats and the steering wheel and a little bobblehead up there. So Benny's Customs are always fun, but they're also very, very expensive. So it just depends on where you're at in your Grand Theft Auto career, whether or not you're going to get and customize one of those. This one comes with these turbos blasting out of the top already. You get this at Southern Auto, San Andreas Southern Autos, or whatever, is where you get this. It comes with that exhaust like that. It is expensive. It's like $1 million. But this thing is cool. It's just clean. I slammed it, put the yellow lettering on there. I think it turned out pretty well. And this, again, is another truck inspired by one that I saw a render of in real life, you know. So I used to have it green with a livery, but the matte black with the yellow lettering, it just looks so clean. So yeah, if you're ever looking for ways to customize cars, don't look up YouTube videos of it. I usually do that too, and then it kind of limits you. If you go and customize cars a little different, or you look at real renders or real pictures of, you know, the real life equivalent to that car, you might get, you know, some different or more unique ideas. So that's how I personally choose to do it. But right here, we've got the Drift Yosemite. Now I had to get 2 new schools in here. We've got 2 trucks, we've got 2 new schools, we've got 2 Silvers, we've got 2 Mustangs. So we had to get 2 new schools in here. Right here, we have got the Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire, which is the newer version of this guy, obviously, which is the Bravado Gauntlet Classic. But this thing is pretty sweet. I actually really like the way it drives. She's got a fat old booty, and it freaking kicks when you floor it and come around a corner, and I like that. So I've been driving this one a lot lately. Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire, again, just with the dark gray and the black rims. I don't know. That's just, it's simple. Maybe it's cheesy. I don't know, but that's just what I like. And I think it makes the headlights and the neons pop. This one is another one that just idles. So sweet. These gauntlets just idle. The idle in them sounds so good. They also sound good when they drive, but I just love that idle that they have. So right here, the Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire, and then over here, honestly, this car is just a looker for me. I do not like driving this car at all. I don't think it performs very well. I do not like the back end. I don't like those taillights at all, and you don't get an option to change them, but it's clean and it's very, very customizable. The front, from this angle right here, that thing is sweet, and I do really like it. So I keep it as a looker in the garage. It looks good, and I needed another new school. It's very, very customizable, so that is cool, but you will have to decide for yourself whether you enjoy driving this thing or not. I personally do not, but this is the Vapid Dominator GTX. It's basically just one of the newer versions of a Mustang, and it looks pretty damn good from specific angles. Here we are in basement level 2 at the European Classics garage. So I didn't finish it, which is a bummer. I'm kind of picky with these cars, actually very picky, and I just haven't found other ones I've wanted to put in here. I kind of filled it up a little quick. I think I got like 3 of them in here right off rip, and then it took me a little bit to find the others. I don't know why. I'm kind of picky in here, but either way, this one being the first, and probably, I don't know, it's hard to say, but one of my favorites in the garage, but they're all one of my favorites. That's why they're in my garage. But this is the Grotti Cheetah Classic. Again, I kind of wanted this one to be track-ish, but low-key, so I gave it the all black with the tire lettering, and then I just gave it that little Grotti Italian flag on the front to give it, you know, a little bit of pop, but still keep it low-key. I think it turned out pretty sweet. This thing is a wide, old booty girl. You can't just not love that stance. Driving it is very fun, and it looks very good, pretty customizable, and it has liveries as well, which are fun to mess with. So you can make like a very retro version I've seen of this, you know, with like pink and blue kind of cyberpunkish vibes and whatnot. But this is a pretty sweet car. One of my favorite classics in the game, the Grotti Cheetah Classic. And right here we've got the Retro Comet, which is, the Comet Retro, which is also a Benny's Classic. Now this is, you wouldn't think it's a classic because it's a Porsche, but this actually, they call it retro. It's pretty much a classic. The guy that actually does these, this is an RWB Porsche, or a Rawwell, I believe is how it's said, which is a pretty sweet Porsche, and actually getting the guy to come, you know, over and work on your car, because he does this by hand, gives it this body kit, and just makes it absolutely amazing, is an honor, and it's just a really cool car. It's just clean. It's literally just a piece of art, but I really do enjoy this car. I like driving it. I don't really like the way it sounds, but I love the way it looks, and I love the way it drives, so that's okay. But I went with the stone gray on this one. Oh, and again, as you can see, black, stone gray, brown, matte dark gray, a random white, which is the only car I've deliberately done white that I said, black, and then again a random red. But either way, this is the stone gray with the bronze or dark earth rims with the lip, and actually this rim right here is one you've seen multiple times already, but I use almost on all of my cars. I had it on a few of the muscle cars in that last garage. I had it on the Gauntlet Classic. I had it on the first car that I showed you guys. I can't remember the name, the Nightshade. This is just, I would probably say, the best rim in the game. I like that it comes with the lip and it stays chrome when you paint them, as well as it just looks good on multiple cars. So that is the Dash VIP, I believe, and there's different variations of it with deeper lip or no lip, but either way, this is the Comet Retro Custom. Again, another Benny's car, very customizable, as you can tell. Let's just go ahead and get in it. It's got the custom dash, you know, the seats. Sounds really good in here, but when it drives, I just don't like the way it sounds. But sheesh, when it starts up, it sounds good. But pretty customizable, actually very customizable. It's a Benny's car, so it's very customizable. But moving on, we have a Grotti GT500, which again, I wanted to be another track or kind of race car, and the liveries on this one just fit it perfectly. I don't know why I went with the brown, and also these rims. I hate these rims, except for on this car. I have always hated this rim in the game, thought that it had no purpose, did not see a use for it, and then I was scrolling through the rims, and on this car, it just made sense. They just look good. I think they look absolutely amazing. I have not found any other car I like them on. I don't even like them just looking at them, but I don't know, on this car, I think they look great. So the Grotti GT500, definitely inspired by a render that I saw online. Again, I wanted this to look apocalyptic, so I pulled up some renders of this style car in real life. And this is what I came up with. We've got that matte, you know, it's kind of that prepper apocalyptic, like, I don't know, get out of Dodge car. So we've got that matte gray tire on the back, yellow tire lettering, a little, you know, aggressive of rims with the bolties in there, and then the exhaust obviously are sweet, headlights with the X on them. I think it just makes sense. And this also, one, it's got amazing doors, very cool, but this thing sounds so good. One of the best sounding in the game. Very, very good sounding car. So yeah, this is a pretty sweet one, and I really enjoy driving it. It's just another good, unique car. We have the classic, or the Ocelot Ardent. This is the game's equivalent to the real life car that James Bond used when he jumped into the water and it turned into a submarine. Why in GTA we have this car but use another car as a submarine, I do not know, but this thing is sweet. And actually, this is the first car that I bought that had the flip up headlights. The main reason that I bought this, and also, oh, they won't turn on. Okay. Well, the headlights flip up on this guy. One of the main reasons I bought it. I do really like the way it looks, but I didn't have any cars with flip up headlights. And again, this one is white because I saw a render, or I saw a photo of it in white, and it just looked so good. So I went with that. The clean look, no spoiler, no aggressive hood, just a clean car. And it actually has some pea shooters out of the front there. This is a weaponized vehicle, but it's pretty sweet. And again, those same rims on this car that we've seen on multiple others, those dash VIPs. So right here we have the Ocelot Ardent, and here we've got the Turismo Classic. You can't have a European imports garage and not have the Ferrari F40 equivalent in it. In the game, I don't really like this car. I don't think that the game does it justice, but like I said, you can't have the garage, this garage, without it. So we've got the Grotti Turismo Classic again with those same rims, just all chrome this time, red because it needs to be red interior as well, which you do get the option to customize. And I went with the carbon spoiler on the back rather than the all red. Not sure why, but I thought it looked best. Over here, probably one of the most unique cars like in game, as well as just a unique car in real life. This is a Lampadati Viceris. This is a European like import classics car, but you look at it and it's like, is it a muscle car? Is it a supercar? What is it? You hear it and you're like, this has to be a muscle car. Well, the story behind this car, which I forget the name of it in real life, but this is a, it just sounds so good, and it's got those wide back tires. See, you're just like, this has to be a muscle car, right? But it is not. This is actually made overseas. This is made in Europe. It does have a Ford engine in it, though, which makes sense as to why it's kind of got that muscly vibe to it, but this is a European classics car, and it is pretty sweet. One of my favorite. I just like it. It's unique. It's just unique. It's different. You don't really know exactly what it is, and it's pretty customizable as well. So, and again, with the same rims that are on multiple vehicles that I have. Just a pretty sweet car. All right, so here we are. We have the Paragon R, and another one that just made sense in a red with the black rims. It has the peanut butter insides in it as well, which typically I don't do, but I thought, hey, this is a nightclub owner. He's upstanding, you know, he's classy. He would probably have some peanut butter insides and would probably have a Bentley. So I just thought it made sense to put right here and to leave right here. And I actually do really enjoy this car. It is fast and it's a big boy, and this one sounds really good too. But let's go ahead and hop in this and head over to the next little random garage that I've got right before we head to the JDM one. We are going to head to this random garage that I've got. That has 2 cars in it. Again, they are Fast and Furious inspired vehicles, and they're muscle cars, but some cars I just have in specific places, like this one, that I just think they look good in or make sense in. So these 2 cars are here. It's because I think they make sense in a grimy little garage like this. All right, why? Why do I have 2 of the same exact car in here? The Willard Faction and the Willard Faction Custom. The same car, just customized differently. So, I bought this. This is supposed to be, this is a Buick Regal GNX in real life, and it is a sweet muscle car. It's absolutely amazing. So I bought it because Dom or Vin Diesel drives one in one of the Fast and the Furiouses, the one that drifts under the truck when it's rolling towards him and Letty and exploding, and you think they're going to get hit. This is what he drives. So I bought this one first, and I customized it at Benny's, and I made it the Willard Faction Custom. The other version of this is a donk with giant rims, clearly not anything similar to the one that Dom drove, but I made this, and I just didn't think it looked like the car that he drove at all. It just didn't make sense. It's way too low. It doesn't have the big fat tires on it. It's a lowrider essentially, but I did love it, and I love the way that it looks. I think it's clean, so I kept it, and I just grabbed another one and actually just left it stock in terms of not upgrading it at Benny's. I fully upgraded it, but I didn't do any of the Benny's full customizations because I didn't want it slammed like this one or as a donk vehicle. The way that you buy this car stock, it comes, stanced out, kind of already lifted up a little bit with that muscle car vibe, the big back tires. So I made this one to actually be the equivalent of the Fast and the Furious one that Dom drove in the movie. They do not sound good, they do not perform well, but they do look really good. So I got them for that, and this is probably one of my favorite cars just in real life, so I just went ahead and got 2. So we'll hop in this one. It doesn't sound horrible, but it sounds old. I don't know. It just doesn't sound great. But either way, we are heading to the next garage, which is the arcade garage, which is where I have all of my personal favorite vehicles to use and drive in the game, as well as a few more Fast and the Furious inspired ones. So let's just head right into there. We will start right here with the Entity XF. This is the first supercar that I got in this game, and I got it because in text messages on iPhone or Apple or whatever, when you send a GIF or a GIF, whatever the hell it's called, if you type in GTA 5, there's a dude getting into a yellow one of these, and I just thought it looked sweet, but I was new to the game, I had no idea what it was. It took me like a week or so to figure it out, but I finally figured it out and I got one. However, I did used to have a yellow, but now it is this brown with the pink, because like I said before, hold on, sounds pretty cool, but like I said before, I had a few cars for that Travis Scott garage, because originally that garage, like I said, was just going to be cars that were inspired by the colorway or theme of Travis, and it just ended up not going that way, and I think becoming better. So if you haven't seen that video, go and check it out. Another Fast and the Furious inspired car. This is the Karen Sultan RS. This is a Benny's custom. It comes as a 4-door, but you can Benny's it out and make it a 2-door. I customized this to look like the OG black Honda Civics used in the first Fast and the Furious. It does have the green neons. Let's go ahead and hop in. And this is a super in this thing. So sweet, very customizable, and tons of different options. You can make this thing look completely different. You can make it look almost like a Subaru and get rally lights on it and liveries and all kinds of crazy stuff. But this is a sweet car, and it's a classic in GTA, the Karen Sultan. So there is that. Here we have one of, I guess, one of my favorite cars again. Again, same rims, dash VIPs there, not here, but they are over there. But This is the Obey AF Drafter. This is pretty much like an Audi A something, can't really remember, but this car is sweet, very customizable, not that expensive, and actually one of the first cars that we're seeing in my garages that when you lower it all the way, the wheels get that camber or whatever it is to them. You can't really tell because on this car it's very, very minimal, but those tires kick out a little bit, and this car just sounds so good. We will actually drive this out of here so you guys can hear it. If I won the lottery today, I would probably buy one of these just like this, all customed out, wide body, slammed like crazy. This is a Coquette Classic. This is customized to be like the one that Letty drove in another Fast and the Furious. I really can't remember which one. I believe the one where Dom goes rogue and they think he's against them. Actually, it is that one, and in that same one is where this car is. Now, like I said, I don't have all of the steel and whatnot paints unlocked, so this is kind of hard to tell, but this is supposed to be the one that Dom drove in that same one where they were on the ice, where actually this might not be the same movie, but either way, this is one that Dom drove when they were on the ice. It had a big old jet engine or something, or EMP bomb in the back of it, and it was like a brushed steel finish. I don't have those paints unlocked, so mine is just matte black. But this is the Class A Drift Tampa. It's a pretty sweet car. It looks good. Another one just that's good to have in terms of look and stance. It comes like wide body like this already with the front fender and everything like that already. It is expensive. You get it at Southern Auto Imports as well, just like that other Drift Yosemite that we looked at, but a pretty cool car. Definitely looks mean, and a cool one to have in the collection. Another Fast and the Furious inspired vehicle. This is the Future Shock Impaler, supposed to look like any muscle car that Dom or Vin Diesel has driven in any Fast and the Furious, pretty much, I believe. I customized this one off of one of his Roadrunners that he drove in one of the movies, but either way, ultimately a Fast and the Furious inspired vehicle again. This is an arena workshop car, so as you can see on the windshield and on the back here, you've got those bars. You can make it a lot more aggressive. You can have spikes coming out of this thing. You can do all kinds of things in the arena workshop, but I didn't want that. I just wanted mine to, have the NOS upgrade and be a little bit faster, but not have all the crazy stuff. So that's how that is. Another Fast and the Furious inspired one. And this, another one of my favorite cars in real life, and this is inspired off of a real one that I've seen on Instagram or somewhere. It's like an old slammed S-Class. This is a 4-door. I believe the one that I've seen is a 2-door, and it's an AMG. But either way, this is another Benny's Custom, the Glendale Custom, Benefactor Glendale Custom. Just made to look like a classic old slammed S-Class. Got the gold rims on there. It's silver. This thing does not perform very well at all, but it looks clean. So again, some of the cars in this garage being, my favorite cars to use, it's strictly just because of looks. So this being one of those ones, the Benefactor Glendale Custom, my favorite vehicle in the game, just in terms of all around. Like, it's off-road, it's fast, it's very customizable, it's sexy. Like, this is just a sweet car. This is the Yosemite Rancher, which is the other version of the Drift one we saw with those big turbos out of the hood. You get this guy from Benny's, and then you can customize it at Benny's, and it is just sweet. And this is actually a livery that's on it, or a paint job, so it's basically a topo map. It's got that pearlescent on there, that iridescent, the blue exhaust kind of to tie it in, and it's actually got the teal gauges in there, and I believe I've got the teal neons on this as well. Yep. But yeah, so this is just one of my favorites in the game. This is my favorite vehicle in the game to drive, just in terms of all around. It is not armored. I will get blown up by a jet or whatever if people are trying to blow me up, but typically I'm not even in lobbies that have people in them anyways, so whatever. And then right here, another one. I just had to get 2 off-roads in here because I thought it made sense, and this thing is just cool. The Annis Hellion. It's just very customizable, as you can tell. This giant exhaust / turbo with no hood, just booming, so it is cool. Only complaint I would have about this car is that light bar up top doesn't actually activate or work, but this thing is fast, it looks tough, and it is very customizable. So just another one that I enjoy because of looks especially, but honestly just overall it's, you know, it's quick, it's got good performance as well as it goes off-road, so it's just a good versatile vehicle. This thing is sweet, it's just unique. I've got the red headlights on this. I think it just looks clean. It's kind of that rally car, and actually the engine is in the back here, so this is technically the hood, and if you pop that and knock it off, this thing just looks like a beast, and it just looks amazing. So it's a fun car to drive, it looks really cool, and I've taken it to a few car meets and people are always like, what car is that, or where does it come from? So I don't know, it might be an underrated or overlooked vehicle in the game, but I think it is pretty sweet and it turns out pretty good. So the Vapid GB 200 cheese. Alright, let's hop in this AF Drafter because I told y'all how good it sounds, and we will head over to the next garage. Gosh, it just sounds so good.
Holy shit!
We are in the JDM garage, and as you can see, gray, 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 darker gray, random blue, random red. So we will start right here with the Penumbra FF. Now yes, I could have customized this to look like Paul Walker's car in the first Fast and Furious. I just didn't want that, I just didn't like that version, so I just did this one myself. I want to say I saw a render or a photo somewhere that inspired me for this, but honestly I'm not sure that I did. I went with no spoiler on this. I think it just looks cleaner. Same rims that you've seen on multiple other vehicles, a simple livery with the grocery list, I believe is what they call them, on there, and overall just a clean car. The Penumbra FF, definitely worthy of being in a JDM garage. Now there's a few cars that aren't in here, such as the Dink Adjuster Classic, which is a Toyota Supra, which we do have one of those, just in a different garage, and Elegy Retro Custom, which is a Nissan Skyline. We do have two of those, they're just in other garages, so don't worry, I completely agree that those should be in a JDM garage. I just have them elsewhere. So that is all. We've got the Penumbra FF, and here another Fast and the Furious inspired vehicle, the Apocalypse ZR380. I went with that, you know, dark gray to look like DK's 350Z or 370Z Fair Lady in Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Went with those same rims that he's got, big spoiler, big old wang on there. So this is the Apocalypse ZR380, another arena vehicle. You can only get this if you own the arena, and then you can buy it in there and then customize it in there, but this thing is just sweet. It looks clean, it's a slidey boy, and it's a classic. You gotta have one of these, especially if you've got a JDM garage, but it is expensive, like 2-point-something mil, I believe. So if you're new to the game, hold off, be patient, start flipping and tumbling all the spawn vehicles and work your way up. Now here, the Annis Silvestra. Now my favorite car just in real life is probably the Nissan Skyline, whether it be the R34, whether it be a 71 Skyline, which is pretty much what this is the equivalent to. However, this is also, I believe, an equivalent to a Mazda RX-3 from back in the day or something, I don't know, but to me this is just the GTR. So 71 GTR, Annis Silvestra. It's also got pea shooters on the front, a weaponized vehicle, and it is just sweet. Has those same rims we've seen on multiple vehicles already, and they still look good, so that is sweet. But this is just one of my favorite cars just in real life, so clearly one of my favorite cars in the game as well. I love the hood mounted side view, rear view mirrors. I think they are sweet, but not much to say, just a good looking and a classic JDM, the Annis Silvestra. And here we have the Karen Intruder. Now, pretty much anyone can get this car. It is very cheap. It's not crazy customizable, but it just looks good and it customizes well. This is the big body Lexus boy, and it is just clean, and like I said, it's cheap. So go ahead and snag one of these if you've got a JDM garage, or if you just want a clean looking car. This one is cheap to get and pretty cheap to customize, as there's not much to do to it, but like I said, it just customizes well. This is the Sultan Classic though, not the Sultan RS, which can kind of be a Subaru or an Evo depending on how you customize it. I have mine kind of more customized to be to be a Subaru, or at least it's customized based off of a photo of a Subaru that I did see. You can definitely make it more Subaru by putting a crazy roof rack on here and some rally lights and things like that, or more Evo by slamming it, and these tires, when it's slammed all the way, or wheels, get insane camber and kick out like crazy. I did used to have it gray with gold rims, but then I saw this other picture of that Subaru and I just liked it a lot more. So we've got it in that electric blue with the alloy rims. Like I said, I only have like 3 or 4 cars with alloy rims, but it's a fairly recent thing I've been doing, but I think it just looks great. So we've got the Karen Sultan Classic, a very expensive car. It's like 1.7 mil, I believe, but it is quick and it is very customizable and it is just fun to drive. Right here, probably my favorite one in this garage in terms of customization and just the way it looks, but this is the Karen 190Z. It's supposed to be a Nissan Fair Lady. I forget which version, I'm blanking right now, but it's in the Z family. But this thing is sweet, customized as well. You can even like take the hood off of this completely or make it see-through and do all kinds of different things. I just customized mine a little flashy, but not too much. So I went with that red, slammed it, the nice fenders on there. Definitely one of my favorite cars in the game. Love driving this thing just because of the way it looks, but it also does perform well. We're going to take this over to the final garages, so I will see you there. Okay, so we'll just make this quick. This is the Nagasaki Blazer Lifeguard. You can spawn this. This is another spawn vehicle. It spawns at the beach, so if you just go down to the beach, hop on the four-wheeler that's already down there, and then just ride it up and down the beach, eventually this guy will spawn, and you can grab it and go put it in your garage. You could also buy it, but it's cool that you can spawn it and you can keep it. So that is cool. The Blazer Lifeguard, I did change it a little bit. I left it that red, but I put some different rims on it, but it's just cool. Like I said, I like the spawn vehicles. As you can see here, a not customized at all Pegassi Vortex. This is one that I got for free, I think, when I purchased the package that this Clubhouse and everything came with, so that's why it is here. And then here, the Travis Scott inspired one, which I think out of all the Travis Scott inspired vehicles I have, this one customized the best. It's white with the brown bars on the side and then the pink rims. I think it just looks sweet. I think it customized well. And basically just wanted to show you guys that. Another Travis Scott inspired one that originally was in the garage before we changed everything up. And then my actual one that I did customize completely. This is the Western Zombie Chopper, a pretty sweet chopper, pretty customizable. Also came for free when I got this, but I just like it. So I needed one, to play the part as an MC, so I went ahead and just fully customized this one. Pretty much the only one that's actually customized for this garage, in this garage and whatnot, but a cool motorcycle, good performance, I guess. I don't really ever ride it, but it's cool. So let's head over to the final garages, which you guys have seen, but there are a couple new cars in them. So actually, I need to take a vehicle, so I guess we will take this. Okay guys, so here we are in the first workshop level of the arena garage. This has not changed a bit, but we will give it a quick glance over right here. This originally is the Travis Scott garage that I did. Haven't put any new cars or taken any cars out of it. So right here we have the Pegassi Tauros, the Lambo truck to be Travis's Lambo truck. Right here we have the Pegassi Zentorno to be Travis's Lambo, which, yes, technically the equivalent in-game to his Lambo is a Pegassi Reaper, but I like this one better. And we have a Pegassi Reaper upstairs to be Kylie's, so we went with the Zentorno here. Over here we have the Canis Mesa, which is pretty sweet. You guys can get this either by buying it or just have your friend call some mercenaries on you, kill those mercenaries, grab the car and go put it in your garage. Probably be near your garage when they get called on you, that way you don't have to run from them and they don't shoot at your tires and whatnot. But the Canis Mesa, pretty sweet. And here we have the Pegassi Tempesta. Now, I honestly did not even really like Lamborghinis before I started playing this game and before I bought this car in this game and started driving it around. Now, I don't know, I appreciate them more, I like them more, and I think it'd be cool to own one someday. Before I was kind of always just like Ferrari, but I like Lambos now too, so thanks GTA. more cars I can't afford that I like. And right here we've got the Nero Custom, a Bugatti. This is also a Benny's Classic. Like I said, you probably saw it in the other video. If you didn't, then go see the other video for a better overview of each car, all their customization and everything they've got. Here we've got the Grotti Turismo R, Ferrari La Ferrari, another one that you get for free, but not really for free because you buy a giant package worth money, but another car they give to you when you get that package. Here we have the Sentinel Classic. This is our version of the Jack Boys BMW, and it is pretty damn spot on. Very cool car. Honestly, I love the way that it performs, drives, sounds, all of that. Very sweet car. Really enjoy it. Next, again, I said we had a few cars that were not in the JDM garage that I know everyone was going to say should be there, this being one of them. The Dinka Jester Classic, which is a Toyota Supra, and yes, we do have one, just customized to be like the one from Jack Boys, so pretty sweet, very good car. I honestly, in the game, did not like using this car because the back end was just not flattering. I did not like it, but it has grown on me in the game. I've always loved it in real life. And then over here, another Benny's Custom Banshee 900R, which is essentially the game's equivalent to a Dodge Viper. However, it's also the closest thing we have to an RX-7, so that's how this is customized to be the yellow RX-7 from the Jack Boys video as well. Pretty simple. Let's head upstairs and look at the rest. Alright, so we have the Canis Mesa, which you guys have seen in the other video. We have the Pegassi Reaper, which you have also seen. Very clean. We have the Baller LE to be Travis's Range Rover, with pink insides rather than peanut butter. Another good JDM car, the Karen Futo, and this is actually a very cheap car and very customizable, so a good one to get off rip and to start out with if you don't have crazy money. Really cool car. A lot of people have them. Like, it's a classic, it's a great car in the game, so there's that. This actually is a new one in here. This is the Issy Classic. Now, I wish it performed as good as it looked. It's not slow. It does perform fairly well, but I just wish it was quicker. But this thing is sweet. Another one that I customized off of a photo or render I saw somewhere else, but this thing is pretty cool, and yeah, it's just pretty freaking cool. It looks pretty sweet, and I went with orange, although I typically don't go with orange on these vehicles or on any vehicles. But yeah, this thing is pretty sweet. So moving on, we have classic rolls, pretty much Albany Roosevelt Valor, just to be the one that Travis got for Kylie on her birthday or something like that. And over here, another Elegy Retro Custom. Told you guys I had two of them. They were just elsewhere, so this is the other one. This is made to be like the pink one in the newest franchise music video with Travis, and it is sweet. I have it pretty close to the real one, so it's pretty sweet. You can go see the other video, and you can see photos of the real one compared to this one that I threw up there, but really like it, very customizable, and I actually love the pink and the fishbowl windows. I love driving that thing, it's very cool. Here we have the Albany Buccaneer Custom, just to be a lowrider from one of Travis's videos as well. And then we have another Sentinel. This is actually the one I showed you earlier that spawns like this, but I painted it pink, and it's pretty much it to be an equivalent to a car that it is not a real equivalent to that Kylie used in a photo shoot. One more level actually, where the Rick Ross cars are, but I don't believe that there's anything new in there, but let's just check. Up here we have the Classic Tornado, which was in here in the last video. Very cool car, very nice, customizable, just looks clean. And here we have the Grotti Furia. I went ahead and left the slime green rims because I really liked it, but I did not want that livery, whatever, so I just made it the matte black, gave it the carbon roof, but other than that, I didn't change it up too much. If you guys saw it in the Rick Ross video. Very cool car, very great performance, looks good, sounds good, performs amazing. So one of my favorite supers in the game for sure, the Grotti Furia. Oh, this actually is a new car that you guys haven't seen. I've had it forever, but you haven't seen it. But this is the Nebula Turbo. Now, this one has the most camber on any of the cars that I have. It's the only one I actually have, like, stands out all the way. You can't really tell. It really doesn't do it justice, but those tires kick out a ton. You can customize it a lot. It's a slidey, drifty boy, and it's just clean. I actually painted it brown long before all the Travis stuff. This was never supposed to be a Travis car or anything. I just thought this car Looked good in the brown. You can get dual turbos or even take the hood off, I believe, but I like the one. I think it's got a little bit more style to it, but this is the Volker Nebula Turbo. A pretty cool car, very customizable, nice to have, especially if you're doing car meets or anything like that. Just a clean car. There's a lot of options with liveries or liveries or whatever to customize it and make it very unique to you, and you can even leave it jacked up and make it look more like a rally version. So it's cool, it's customizable, it's versatile, and it's a pretty sweet car just in general. Here, this is not customized at all. I got this like today, and I just didn't customize it. This is another Karen Sultan. I thought maybe I wanted the four-door version, but I guess I just don't. But the Karen Sultan RS, you guys saw the Fast and the Furious, Benny's version of that earlier. Here we've got the big old Vapland Guardian, which is supposed to be Rick Ross's big red truck. And here we've got the Fagaloa, very cool car. You can actually customize it a lot more, throw a surfboard on the top of it, do all kinds of things. I just haven't because this was customized to be a car in the Rick Ross garage, so I didn't go crazy on it. But a very cool car, one of my favorite in the game in terms of customization and whatnot. And then finally, we have the Oracle XS, which again, you have seen already if you've seen the other videos, but this is the Everyday I'm Hustling Rick Ross BMW. Very cool, very simple. But that is it, guys. I mean, I really hope you enjoyed it. I had to do this video because, again, like I said, I've got to stay in routine. I've got to get things up. But my Series X was supposed to come in. It didn't come in. Now we're packing up to move. It's just everything is not going as planned, but I had to stay in routine. I had to get something up. So here is a final garage tour, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, let me know if you guys, or not if, again, let me know what cars you liked the most out of each garage, what cars you might think I should have had in certain garages rather than others. And yeah, thanks for coming, and I will catch you guys in the next one.